This is going to be one of those videos you're just going to want to drop a like on before we even start. There's no denying that TikTok is the most explosive platform right now, with over 70 million monthly users in the US alone, and with an ad platform that is exploding at a faster pace than Facebook and Google, who have been around for a lot longer, have a bigger customer base, yet still give their advertisers so many headaches. It is no wonder why people are flocking to TikTok ads as a means of grabbing customers. And I'm going to explain in this video how you can go from zero to running a campaign on Black Friday that does over $700,000, which is exactly what we did. I'm going to break that down for you in this video with 6 separate strategies that you're going to be using to do this as quickly as today. You can launch ads as soon as the end of this video so that you understand what it is we focus on, mistakes we avoid that we learned while spending over $1 million this year on TikTok ads alone, so that you can start having a successful TikTok ad account. It is a platform that gives you less headaches. We've seen a lot of people get disabled on Facebook, people even getting their Amazon accounts taken down, Walmart. It's no surprise why people are popping up Shopify stores and using TikTok ads as a means to advertise. So use this as your tutorial, use it as your guide. It is absolutely free. I'm going to leave this up for quite some time. So be sure to drop a like down below. If you have any questions, make sure to drop it in the comments, and let's jump right in. Just like any business, there's a lot of things that goes into it. 2 separate components I want to break down: the front end strategies and the back end strategies, meaning what does it take to get there, and then what do you do once you're there so that you can maintain the sales. That's the most important piece. Let's jump right into the front end. Number 1, an ad strategy. This is the type of thing that you can find in many TikTok videos. I'll even leave one link down below that people make on YouTube. Now, preferably you're going to go through a couple of different courses. I recommend doing them one at a time so you can learn strategies. We have, at least from what I've seen, the most in-depth TikTok ad training out there on the market, with over $1 million spent to back up the strategies we show in there. You can check that out for just a couple $100 linked below. But the ad strategy that you're using includes a lot of different components. For an example, what price or offer are you using for your product? Is it 50% off? Is it buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half off? That is part of the ad strategy. The audience you are selling to, how big is the audience? How small? Are you having multiple different audiences? Are you narrowing for an audience? Scaling, what's your scaling strategy? How do you read the data? Look at this. This is an example of a TikTok ad account that has started spending some money. Nothing crazy. How are you reading the data? How are the add to carts in comparison to the purchases? How does that matter? How are you comparing and contrasting those ad groups against each other? Reading the data. It's really not that hard, but it does take a couple weeks to get that skill. When to cycle in new ad creatives, meaning video ads. When are you going to be doing that? And then building off of that, the ad creatives. This is how you're creating those different video ads to test between, so that as you're scaling, you're going to be launching 3, 4, 5 new videos every single week. You got to keep up with the growth to create new videos. What types of videos? Those are the things that we focus on. So let me give you a real-time example. Before Black Friday every single year, I get a minimum of 20 videos made that is sitting there ready to go that I launch about a week before Black Friday. And I start ramping up the ad spend using my ad strategy to start spending more money on those ads. And as things are working, I'm cycling in new ad creatives. As certain videos underperform, I replace them with newer ones that hopefully will perform better. That gives me options to test with, and I'm not scrambling to test new stuff and try to find things and make a video overnight. I'm giving it time. I'm creating proper ad creatives. This is how. The different types: testimony, someone talking about it; UGC, user generated content. This is real videos of people using the product, maybe not just talking about it; animated content, 2D and 3D; vocal, people talking over the product; non-vocal, a product being displayed with music in the background. You get the idea. Those are different forms of ad creatives. We spend about $10,000 to $15,000 a month, depending on the level of scale, in terms of just the video ads and the pictures. Getting new videos filmed and new pictures made and edited. That's it. $10,000 to $15,000, over $100,000 a year, because that is such an important piece of the ad strategy on the front end. Remember, the front end here is how you make money. And you might see this title and say, hey, I'm nowhere near $100,000 a day. I haven't made a single sale. But working backwards from that and understanding what someone like us and inside of our agency, we spend a lot of money on this, and we get to do it on many different stores. That's the cool part. Working backwards from what's already worked can really help you dissect those components you're going to need. So the third component on the front end is the presentation, primarily your product page. Okay, a lot of people use something like ClickFunnels, and there's so many different landing pages. Gem pages used to be maybe something that just recently got removed off the Shopify App Store. Pagefly, there's so many things. Unbounce, where you can build these pages that will ideally give you more customizing options than something like Shopify. That's an option, but overall, from a basic perspective, making sure that your product page that displays, sells, and explains your product is very crystal clear. It explains everything and sells them. This includes your store, or again, any landing pages involved, and this is going to be an ongoing optimization. That's the point. You're constantly changing things. When we're doing at least a couple $1,000s a day in sales and we're not scaling the ads too aggressively, we start messing with things on the website. We're going to try different photos, a different price. We're going to move things around and do it one by one so we can see which thing makes a shift, positive or negative. And that really helps us out. And that's helps increase conversions by 1%. So our conversion rate goes from, 2.1 to 3.1%. When you're driving a huge amount of customers, that can mean the difference between making $20,000 in profit this month or $30,000. That's a huge difference. And now the value of your business is worth over $150,000 more just because of that extra 10 grand a month. So you see the idea of how this is important. So that's some front end systems. We're going to talk about 3 back end systems here in a moment. But first, a word from our sponsor. So if you've watched my channel, you know that I care deeply about analytics, data, and knowing my numbers. As you can see, it's a reoccurring theme. When you are scaling an e-commerce business and you're starting to bring in sales every single day and it's growing, you're going to want to make sure you have a proper profit tracking app like BeProfit. That is the best one I've found. I've used probably 12 of them over the last 4.5 years, and they have by far the most in-depth analytics in terms of their back end. So a lot of places just show you numbers with your revenue, your profit, your ad spend, and your product cost, which is some basic numbers that are important for sure. But having detailed pie graphs and charts and downloadable content that you can get from that really helps you know your numbers better. I'm a visual person. I like to visualize that. It just helps the numbers become more real to me. So make sure if you have an e-commerce store on Shopify, go to the Shopify App Store. You can click the link down below, the top link in the description, and save 15% by grabbing BeProfit right now. It'll definitely help you out. It's something we use on many of our stores because it helps us understand our numbers. There is no way that doing that can hurt you. So be sure to check it out. And back to the video. Now, the 3 back-end systems, this is where most drop shippers fail. Now, don't worry if you're drop shipping. It really doesn't matter as long as you have decent shipping times, because as long as you do these things, you can sustain that even with payment processors that might have tighter restrictions. Number 1, support. You would be surprised by how many people check their support email themselves and they do it once every 4 days. That is not how you build a business. I understand that you might have to do it yourself in the beginning when times are a little bit tight in terms of your budget. That's fine, but check it every day. Be active, be positive. Some people have snide remarks to their customers. Just imagine yourself as a positivity robot and you can't be anything else. Without this, everything else will crumble at scale. Keyword, at scale. This is the back end system. If you hit $50,000 a day in a week, just like I did on a store that I break down inside of our e-commerce course, again, check that out down below. Everything will crumble just if you don't have support. That's one specific thing. And I've seen this happen over and over, mostly with coaching students. A lot of people DM me on Instagram or something wanting coaching, one-on-one help, and they're already making money. They kind of stumbled their way into ads that are working and they haven't set up a back-end structure. I promise you, it will crumble. Without support, you're going to get chargebacks. That's going to take down your merchant. It's going to be a lot of problems. At a small level, you could probably get away with it, honestly, but nothing great was built without a proper structure. Look at Amazon support. You want to call any mortgage company, they're going to answer right away. You're going to have a little automated system. Boom, there's somebody 24/7. Now, you might not have phone support. I've tried that for an e-commerce store. It didn't really make that much of a difference, but a proper email that is being replied to, even if it's you, every single day. So try that. Fulfillment, super important. When you're drop shipping, especially important, you need to make sure this one component is taken care of here, because a lot of people say, hey, I have 15-day shipping time. But what you're not thinking about is the speed to process. Now, I really started understanding this when I was actually looking at investments in real estate. Someone was saying, well, Hayden, if it takes you 9 months to actually deploy the capital into a real estate project and get that making you money, you have to factor in that 9 months where your money wasn't making money. Whereas if you invested in like an S&P 500 or an index fund or a mutual fund, the money's making you money right away. And so that speed to process is what I call that inside the e-commerce business. If it takes your supplier 4 days to fulfill the order, that speed of delivery goes up by 4 days at a minimum. So keep that in mind, because it can actually make your shipping times be, instead of 12 days, maybe now it's 17. And that's not very good. Packaging, custom packaging. Do you have a thank you note inside of there? If you're selling a product that someone paid $70 for, it's not a big stretch for you to include a free sticker and maybe a 30-cent landing lanyard or something. Anything you can offer them for free makes someone feel so much better when they get that package. Think about it. Have you ever gotten something like a free sticker in a package? You might not ever use it. You might throw it away right away and you don't care, but it was cool. You noticed it. It made that company stand out, and it is less likely for you to complain, be negative on social media, ask for a refund, or ask for a chargeback. Those are so crucial because if you have those problems, again, that can take your whole business crashing down. That's why these back-end systems are important. Number 3, the follow-up. This is for people who have both not yet purchased and people who have purchased. A lot of people disregard the people who have purchased. Emails primarily. This is one of the easiest way to reach people. You get a decent open rate, anywhere from 10 to 25% is what we're seeing. Text messenger options are available. And by messenger, I mean like Facebook Messenger called ManyChat. That is something you could build an email list for. There's a lot of little services. You can reach out to people elsewhere. Email is definitely primary. Now, you can also retarget people who have purchased your products. That's an option. A lot of people don't do it. I just want to say I have tried it. I do not use it regularly. It doesn't work that well, but it's something you can do to market a new product, ask for reviews, feedback. There's different things you can do. So get creative there. And now, don't forget, this is really important here, don't forget about R&D, research and development. This is something I always blank up. And it's something that I try to do better on, honestly, because I always seem to forget this and neglect it when things are going really well. Because, when we're doing $50,000 a day, $100,000 a day, we have 7 clients in our agency doing $10,000+ a day, a bunch of new people starting who just found winning products. There's a lot going on. We have a lot on our plate to manage. When I say we, I mean myself and my team. We have over 19, actually it's 19 exactly right now, media buyers running ads, either part-time, some full-time, on client ad accounts, primarily now on TikTok, but a lot of Facebook ad accounts. It's a lot to manage. We have 2 managers inside of there as well who oversee a lot of things. They mostly handle client communication, but it's a big operation. So when I say we, that's what I mean. And it's not like the biggest operation, but it's something. We're working there, right? But I definitely neglect it when things are going well. You want to continue testing, continue learning, continue spending more money on stuff that might not work, continue asking questions, clients. We ask questions to everybody. I ask questions to our media buyers because sometimes I might get a tidbit of information that I might not have picked up on somewhere else. And this is my favorite. Continue the stupidity. The amount of things I have done that other people thought were stupid or wouldn't work, and some of them have worked, only maybe 10%, but those things have led to direct $1 million, I'm not even joking when I say this, $1 million increases. For an example, a friend was, let's just say not fully sober, and he was betting me, and I was completely sober, but he was betting me that if I duplicated a CBO that was spending $10,000 a day, he said it wouldn't work. And I guaranteed him, I said, based on the amount of money this ad account spends and the ROAS we have, I said, there's no way it doesn't do at least break even. He said, why would it work? That's impossible. Overlap, this, that. The audience was 90 million people. And this is where it goes back to the ad strategy and knowing what you're doing. I said, okay, you're on, but we're betting for $10,000. Guess what happened? That duplicate actually performed basically the exact same at a 3.1 ROAS as the original one. So now that new $10,000 in spend was bringing in $31,000 a day in sales, which the profit on that was about $11,000. So not only did I win 10 grand off the bet, every single day I was making an extra $11,000 in profit. Joke's on him. So it's just one of those things, that stupidity. A lot of times I do stuff like that and it doesn't work. Things don't always happen. Those duplicates, which is called scaling horizontally, you're doing more of what's working. Sometimes they don't always work. Again, that goes back to the ad strategy. So nail that down. Get yourself in a couple courses. Ours is a great resource, one of the lowest priced in the industry. We don't really focus on the price. The course doesn't make a ton of money, but it's one of those things that really has so many examples. For us, the way that we structure things, anything you get from us always tries to lead you into our agency. A lot of people that I work with on a coaching basis one-on-one end up inside of our advertising agency in some way. It's because we're really good at what we do, and that's the goal. So I want to over-deliver value to you. That's why the course is there. That's why these YouTube videos are there. It's just helping people get started, because once you're started, whether you're doing $1,000 a day or $100,000 a day, those people can come into our agency and get instant results. And we don't just charge a $20,000 a month retainer. We're attached to the performance, and that's really what sets us apart. And again, it's been a lot of fun building a team to support that. So I've been in the e-commerce industry for a long time. In this video, I wanted to break down these things. It's technically 6 things. 3 on the front end here. You got ad strategy, your ad creatives, and your presentation. Those are 3 primary things. That's really all that matters in getting you to the $1,000 a day, $10,000, $100,000, because that's front end sales. And then to maintain that, here's the bonus for you, the extra 3 back end points. Support, fulfillment, remember, speed to process those orders, super crucial, and the follow-up. Those are things that if you do that, it's really not a stretch to get to and stay at $100,000 a day. And when you're using TikTok ads, you have less of a chance and less problems happening. You're less chance of getting disabled, less chance of rejected ads. There's just less issues. And that's great. Their support system is a lot better. So I can basically guarantee you will have less problems, which is always great. You can make more money. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got some value from it. Make sure to drop a like down below if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, you can check out our e-commerce program linked below, and be sure to use the resource Be Profit. We've been working with them for quite some time. We plug them into a lot of stores inside of our agency for clients who are looking to know their numbers a lot better. It's definitely a very good tool to use. You can save 15% by using the top link in the description. Okay, be sure to check that out. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.